SPY looks just pretty much like the Qs. IWM up here today, but again, I don't like the IWM setup on the daily chart. I much prefer the Qs or the SPY. Specifically, I like the Qs. Again, I took some NNE, I took some shares in NNE, paid $28.25 for them. They're going at $28.93 right now. Again, a nice void in there between $27.94 and $37.51, almost $10. That's again, it's an NNE. This is the NNE setup I like. We've traded this before with stock when it popped up into that right here. Popped up into it here. It didn't get all the way up, but it's a pretty nice. It was a pretty nice move. Looking for the same sort of thing on this one. Alright, so just kind of watching again my market. Again, we close here in less than 2 hours, so it's actually been a pretty good bullish day. Again, I took some Qs calls expiring Friday. It's kind of a SPY super system trade, but not really, since I didn't wait for it to get all the way back to the 15, but I took it with Friday's expiration. I took it right here, which is pretty close to the 15. And if I get a big enough move before closing, I'll take it. But I did these do expire Friday, so I kept them with a little bit of time on them in case I want to hold them overnight, because I do like the queue setup. On the daily, I took some NNE stock. NNE. Again, this is a company that makes those small little nuclear reactors to generate electricity. That's becoming in such big demand for this for the AI surge that's underway everywhere. So, like NNE, so up about, I paid $28.25 for it, so it's up decently here in a fairly short time. Welcome to any of some YouTube folks that are watching. Welcome to the room. Again, my name's Dave, and this is the SPY Super System options trading room. We do trade options and stock here sometime as well, but mostly options. This is the Compass system, or the SPY Super System, that lets us know what the institutions are doing. This is a current time frame momentum, multi-time frame momentum. This is a long-term trend and a derivation of money flow. This is what I'm keying off of on the intraday trades right here, current time frame momentum. And when I'm looking at swing trades, I look at the daily chart. So if I look at NNE and I swing out to the daily chart, I would be looking at the two here. Now we don't have these because this is too new a company, but so I would rely on the 5-minute here. But this is what I like. I like this move right here. I like the setup. If I look at the setup, the reason I like it so much is because this is my TC2000 chart. You see this void here between this 27.94 and 37.51, which has gone into before. It's a beautiful long setup right here on NNE. Palantir's been another nice long setup, pulling back here this morning, but we got this one yesterday, and this is a nice setup on Palantir. We're way out till the end of January on that, on calls. All right, so there's where we are. And again, I have a room where you trade options. I'm in here all day, every day, market open to market close. I do take some lunch, and we look at stocks for folks that are in the room all the time. People post the trades they're interested in. I post the trades I'm taking, and we do technical analysis and analysis of whether institutions are in the trade or not all day long. And then I also have an alert service. If you can't be in the room or don't want to be in the room, I alert on any high probability trades, setups that I feel like are going to last long enough that I can send them out on an alert. And we have the SPY Super System here, methodology which we trade the SPY, the Qs, and the IWM, and we just trade them off of 5-minute candlesticks, quick type day trades using this current time frame momentum right here. And the VWAP, which is the pink line, and the 15 EMA, which is the little green line. Those are our support and resistance levels that we use for entries and exits. Okay, so just kind of watching here again. I do have some Q calls, and I have some NNE stock. tier backed off from the high here. So it's unlikely we're going to get filled on it today. We'll just leave that as a sell order out there. All right. I don't know. Let me look at the number. I gotta block his number. Oops.
Same ones. You know, they're all part of that.
I don't know.
I think it is. South Carolina. Here, can I borrow it?
Yeah.
I was gonna call him back.
Don't call him. I just called him back.
Oh, you did?
I called him a little while ago and I told him don't call me again. No.
And your blockers on it? Yeah, they're all different.
Yeah, they're different numbers. interest in pointing out that Netflix has earnings on January 21st. Yep, that's correct. About a month to the to earnings. Still a good setup, however. Another winner. Ed, another nice job. Another SPY Super System winner. No need to do anything crazy, that's for sure. Not today. Have a great Christmas, Edward. Have a great holiday. Yeah, I appreciate that, Ed. SPY Super System is something that works. It does work, yes. Works pretty good, 85-90% of the time. I'm having a pretty good month again. This week and last week picked up pretty nicely. So first of the month I didn't have a lot of trades, and a lot of them small, but it's up. I'm up pretty decent this month. Well, let me look and see how much I am up this month. I don't know. On the SPY Super System trades, just not the room, but just the SPY Super System trade. The room is also green the month, but let me look here. I can do that. Yeah, pretty good month on the SPY Super System trades for me so far. Through yesterday is $7,579. A little over $7,500 profit on the SPY Super Systems, putting $2,000 into each trade. So that's pretty good. I don't know what the numbers are. I'll have to go back and look and see how many wins, losses there are. But I had more losses than I usually do this month. But a lot of small size wins and medium size wins. But again, 7,500 is pretty nice. Last month on the SPY Super System, I was up 9,300, and I beat my profits in the room with the SPY Super System last month. But again, you're taking a lot more trades with the SPY Super System than you are with the trades we do in the room and on the alert service. But the alert service and room will both up really nicely in November. And they'll both be green for December, unless something dramatic happens next week. We'll be end of the year green, and the SPY Super System is obviously going to be green. We've been green every month on this thing. Again, if you can get to the point where you understand it and follow the rules and follow the criteria strictly, make sure you enter at the 15 or at the VWAP for either the long or the short, and stick to that. If it closes below it, get out, you have to. As far as exiting for profits, it's hard for me to tell you because it depends on what the market's doing. You basically just watch momentum and see if it breaks down. If you're looking at a trade like this over here, for this SPY Super System trade right here, you get in here, you're going to get out right here. As soon as you start to see this flattening out and this red candle right here, I think we get out. With this one, if you're in this here, well, I really haven't had a pullback, but this is where I get in this. And again, I get Friday expiration of this, so I don't have any problem holding it. But the candles are getting very tiny here. And the Q's working, SPY's working pretty well as well on both of those. So anyway, a pretty good month on the SPY Super System. 75, 79 is nice. See, we got any questions here as we roll into the end of the holiday season here? Do all the YouTubers get all this valuable education for free? They're in here for less than an hour a day. I pointed out to them that the thing is, Doug, if you don't have the compass system, you can't do it. So, it doesn't do you any good if you don't actually have the software. Then they have to buy the software. So, just introducing them to what we do in the room. SPY still moving up here. Q still moving up. Williams likes the compass system, the SPY super system. He says the software pays for itself in a single trade. Yeah, for sure. It can. Doug, the VWAP and 15 EMA is free. You can get them on all you can get those anywhere, and you can try to trade the system off of without knowing what the institutions are doing. If you want to do it, that's fine with me. But a lot of people know about trading off the VWAP. This is the point right here. Knowing when the institutions are in and when they're not. Palantir still pulling back here from that nice move up this morning. Didn't quite get filled on it. Some folks got filled. They got in yesterday a little bit cheaper and they took $3. I was trying to get $3. We didn't make it. So probably going to have to wait now into late rest of this week or next week. Hey Vinny, how are you? William, if Palantir comes down more, you may re-enter the trade. You already took profits in it. Elevator trading. Yeah. Yeah, it's just, I mean, the daily setup on Palantir, if you focus on the daily, this is a really nice setup in Palantir right here. If I get a big enough pullback toward the 8, I'll probably add some more trades, some more contracts to it. Okay, just had to step away for a minute. Joe's spies and accused shifting to a bull trend on the daily. Yeah, both above your Fibonacci retracement.
On BREA, outlining a three-step process to acquire majority equity interest in
I get SPY above the 8 and the 15, so that to me that's turns into a bullish setup right here. Once it gets above the 8 and the 15, it's bullish. The Qs are already above it. The IWM, not so much. Right below all of those, and it's also right down here at the 100 where the resistance at the IWM. So the IWM is got some resistance. It's much weaker than the rest of the market. Pretty obvious. Q's just kind of drifting sideways now. Palantir pulled back, still back down below the VWAP now. I'm watching for a bounce. All right, so kind of watching the market again as we get 1 o'clock closing here today. We got an hour and 25 minutes to the close. That's all. So just be aware of that if you try to do any more SPY super system trades. As the Q's come down toward the 15 here, right here. We got a little bounce off the 15 right there. But I don't know how much more power there's going to be left in the market today. With coming up on closing. Again, I took some Q calls. They're good till Friday. They don't expire till Friday. SPY looking about the same. Again, I got a sell order on my Qs in case I get filled on it. I paid $274 for them. They're going for $283. I got a sell order in at the $334. I don't mind taking that profit if it gets there, and I'll take the risk off the table. Nice trade. William took Netflix took half off, $14. Beautiful. $19 overall. Yeah, very nice. Joe in the 821. Okay, 821 EMA. Joe, looking at POET, P-O-E-T, POET Technologies, listed as a semiconductor. Yeah, marginal high here. Looks like the high on this. Well, it goes back a ways. So this, at some point in time, it was all the way up to $11, but this is an annual high on it. Close. Had a high of 583 back on 12/2. Trying to break out though. It's a nice candle today on POET. Triple Q still pushing up here. NNE trying to push back up about 29 again. Roblex gone green today. Big bounce off the 15 on Roblex. Right at the 8 right now. If I serve up about $1, almost $1.50 right now, up to 208. Again, we got this till January 17th. I really think this is going to fill the gap in. We'll see. This is FI right here. And I believe that I think this was an overreaction to the CEO most likely leaving to go join the Social Security Administration. Here's where this big gap down occurred. Is the top of the gap right there, and it's above the 50 today, and this is we're into the gap. Pretty much, this is the top of the gap right here. So there may be a little bit of resistance right here at this gap entry, but we still got some time for this thing to move. Still like it, and again, I did add some when it hit the 50-day moving average. There's NNE back up above 29. Triple Q's just easing up very, very slowly. Little candles. Again, I do have a sell order on my Q's that I've got for Friday. I got a 60 cent profit target on them. I got it at 274. I got it at 334 for a sell. 294 right now. Again, market just easing up here, just churning slowly up. This SMR, that's in the same category as NNE, but the daily chart is nowhere near as good. This was SMR right here. Again, these are small nuclear reactors, but this thing has pulled back pretty hard, so that's, again, we traded this before, which we had a nice profits in as it broke out, but look at that chart versus the NNE chart, and you can see the big discrepancy here. NNE much better, up to 29.19. I'm up about a full $1 on that thing right now on the shares. I might peel off some of my shares. I get plenty of them, so I might peel off some. The NNE January 3rd calls I was talking about, the 26 calls that I thought were the only ones that were actually playable based on this. The spread wasn't too wide at the time. They were about 275. They're going for 350 now. Those things are up about $1.25. Ten minutes at 12, an hour and 10 minutes to the close. Joseph MBLY, bullish pattern. Mobileye. Yeah, it is a bullish pattern. I'm sure you know it's a choppy stock. Very choppy, but it does have it's bullish here, coming off the 8. You know, it's just a little bit too choppy for me to trade. You can see it had a really big pullback here, and it's been kind of going up in fits and spurts. Lots of wicks on these things. Lots of tails. Nice move today. They're trying to break above this last Wednesday's Fed statement candle right there. But it's a kind of a PBO. I'm just not thrilled with the pattern, but it is bullish. Took some profits in NNE. He took off some of the shares for $1 profit. Little pullback in the Qs here. volunteer with a pretty hard pullback here, coming down against the market. Relative weakness for the last couple of hours. Again, daily chart, very nice. Q bouncing up again here now. Pullback, little tail, bouncing back up above the 15 on the Qs. KD is the reason I trade, why I trade the SPY super system trades with options instead of futures, lower fees, defined risk. Well, it was obviously defined risk on the SPY Qs for trading the options, so that's why I like to trade them. Very liquid. Some people like to trade the futures. You can trade the futures off this. You can trade the ES, the NQ. You can trade any options off any futures that you want off of the setup. But I don't, first of all, I don't, with Tradier, I trade off a Tradier. I don't pay any commission on options. I pay $10 a month to trade through them, and then I don't pay anything except for the ECN fee, which is a couple pennies. So I don't pay any fees. So I don't have any commissions to concern myself with on futures. The big advantage of futures, if you don't have a $25,000 account, you can trade futures and not be impacted by pattern day trader rules. But again, you've got they're fairly heavily leveraged, so it's a kind of a double-edged sword. But you could certainly trade the futures off of the SPY super system. And I mean, if I was going to trade the futures off of them, I'd trade it off of Ninja. The commissions on Ninja are cheaper than they are on like Thinkorswim or something when you're trading futures. But you can trade them. You can trade anything off of here. You can trade commodities off of this stuff. You can trade your gold, precious metals, oil, anything you want. Q's with a nice little bounce there. NNE still moving up. It's up, again I paid $29.25 for it, up about $1.15 here. Pretty nice move in NNE. Those NNE options would have been pretty nice. The ones for January 3rd. It was about the only ones I could see that they were playable as far as the spread on them concerned.
Right.
But they've gone from 275 to 360, so pretty nice. And just watching the market, still grinding up. Pretty surprising. Q's went to yellow here. Be careful. getting a little sloppy here now in the cues. We've got momentum showing bearish, shifting to slightly bearish. It doesn't mean it's bearish, but it's moving towards bearish. And this cue's coming right up and fighting against the 15 right here. So again, there's no trade right here. The only way you could trade this is if this thing stays yellow and it bounces here. You could actually take it short for a run down to the VWAP, but it's pretty risky on a day like this when we have such a big bullish move. So I wouldn't suggest doing that. I'd be waiting for this to move back to blue or green. It may go directly back to green. The momentum indicator is pretty high here.
Hi, Bookie.
Joseph, looking at EAT, pattern looks good on EAT. Options not so great. That's Brinker, yeah, restaurant chain, Brinker International. Nice setup, yeah, trying to break out. Again, it's been grinding up for a good long time. It's actually a beautiful pattern over the long term here. Earnings the end of January. Not heavily traded from an option standpoint, I guess. Yeah, it just says monthlies. Pretty wide spread on these things. And also quite a bit of premium in them. For January 17th, yeah. Pretty tough to trade options on these. Not bad. I mean, the 130 calls for January 17th are 970 by 1020. So just 50 cents. That's not that much. But you know, you've only got $6 of intrinsic value. You're paying about 3.5, almost about 370 of for time decay in there. That's quite a bit, and not a lot of premium, not a lot of volume on them. The open interest is decent, but not massive. Q's right up against the 15 right now. So it's about a little after 12 o'clock. So listen, I want to make sure I wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy Hanukkah for coming up Christmas Eve tonight. And again, enjoy the holiday tomorrow. We'll be back on Thursday morning, see what the market does. Again, I have some Q calls that expire on Friday. If I get a pop here toward the close, I may take profits in them. I'll see. I'll let you know. But other than that, I have NNE, which I took off some of my shares. I get in at 28.25. I get off at 29.25. Right now they're at 29.14. But I'm still holding a bunch of them, and I like that. I like the setup. Q's getting very, like I say, very sloppy now. SPY also showing momentum as a yellow, which is shifting slightly bearish. T2104 been bullish all day long. Continues to stay bullish. So again, everybody who's to be cutting out early, I'm sure a lot of people will be. Have a great holiday. Enjoy your day off tomorrow. I wish you the best and the best of luck. We'll be back here again on Thursday to trade again. Thursday and Friday likely be very slow, just like next week, going into New Year's. Market is open all day New Year's Eve day on the 24th, and the 30th, whatever it is, 31st. It's open on the 31st from regular hours, but it's going to be slow next week, and things will start obviously to pick up pretty quickly after the first of the year. But we're having the month is turning into a decent month right now. So especially when we get out of Palantir, if we get a $3 sell on that thing, it would be nice. But right now it's pulled back quite a bit, so that's not likely going to happen today. So anyway, I want to thank everybody for being here. I'll be here again, of course, right to the close at 1 o'clock. But I know folks will be leaving early, cutting out. And enjoy your Christmas, enjoy your Hanukkah, whatever holiday you celebrate. A lot of different religions celebrate this time of year. So enjoy it and come back refreshed. Mike, yeah, you're trying to get the SPY super system, but you're getting an error when you try to go through the Rightline website. I don't know about that. If you probably would have to call down and talk to Rory or any of the folks down there, Charles. 786-732-4656. I'm not sure what their schedule is going to be today, but yeah, you have to take that up with them. You can also send an email down there to support at rightlinetrading.com and let them know. I'm not sure what would be causing that. Last time I went to the website was yesterday. It seemed to be working fine, but I don't know. Thinking of a bull spread and eat 130, 140, Joseph. Yeah, I don't know what you pay for it. You're talking about a put credit spread on it. But it's trading 136.45. So if you're short the 140, you're in the money by $3.50. Gary, thanks. You have a great holiday. No target for Roblox yet. Not yet, Joseph. Not yet. I want to see what Roblox does. We got time on it. Haven't got a sell order on Roblox yet. Sergio, have a great one yourself. You have a great holiday. Be safe. Or debit spread? Put debit spread? Oh, bull spread. Okay, never mind. I thought I saw put in there. So, yeah, I got you. 130, 140. Yeah, I don't know what you'd pay for that. It's right in the middle right now. Going out to January. I mean, you certainly want to obviously get in for less than $5. If you're doing a debit spread, you don't want to be paying more than half of the spread. And you probably would be in this case, I would think. I'm not sure what the options are look like. January 17th. You could do a 135, 140. Or 245, which is almost exactly half. Buying the 130, selling the 140 is going to be 555. See, my method, that doesn't allow. I can't buy a debit spread and pay more than 50% of the actual spread. That's just the way that's the methodology I use. That's the strategy I stick with. It may be a very good trade because 555 could easily go to $10, but you got to wait till January. You're not going to get a big move in the profitability on a debit spread that far out in advance. with a month to go, you're going to have to give it some time. Trying to offset the vol, yeah. Took some of my NVO straddle that I have on. I took some profits in part of that. Still holding on to some of it. Joseph not looking for much, maybe $1 or $2 in the spread, yeah, which is reasonable. But again, you're going to have to wait for that. That's the only drawback to doing debit spreads out a month. I typically only do debit spreads. Now I have done them with a month to go in the past, because there's monthly options expiration, and I shouldn't have liked the trade so much. But for me, I wouldn't. That I wouldn't be willing to risk $5 to try to make a buck. All right, everybody. I'm going to end the YouTube. Thanks, everybody from YouTube. Appreciate your being in the room for a while this morning. Again, you can become a member of the room, or you can become a member of the alert service, or you can buy the software that we use here, which is what we call the SPY Super System, or the Compass system, to let us know if institutions are in trades or not. So again, thanks so much. Listen, have a great Christmas, great Hanukkah. Enjoy the holiday, and I'll be back